You know, I had my kidney removed and I was supposed to be in there for 5 days, and by the time my parents got to me the next morning, I was ready to go. I go back to the state of Alabama and I'm like a god when I walk around. I'm Jesse Williams, two-time national champion and Super Bowl champ. First time I saw American football was really locally. Friends of mine from school actually were the ones that forced me to go, not forced me, but tried to convince me to go down there and play. And it took a lot for me to get down there. Obviously, getting to hit people, not get in trouble was a good start for me. And I think playing basketball, I love the American side of stuff. And you just sort of get swept up in that culture of music, the entertainment, the hype around the sports. There was a gym down the street and I asked my parents for a gym membership for my birthday. And then from there, it was sort of game on from there. It was pretty much, open slather in regards to, I can go there and train whenever and do the work I need to get done. Didn't have anyone to train with, didn't know really much about training, but I just hit everything as hard as I possibly could. I actually used to just look up NFL Combine or NFL testing when they would see what numbers guys would get in my position, and I would just try and go to the gym and beat that or work my way towards what that would look like. When I left Australia, I went to a junior college, small college in Yuma, Arizona, named Arizona Western College. The program has further been shut down since I was there, but that college sort of allowed me to go to the US, not on scholarship. I had to work 3 jobs and save up enough money to go there for my first year. After playing the first year, I was ranked #1 player in the country, so I was lucky enough to get on scholarship, and that's when Alabama started to hear about me and come out and started that whole conversation up. They would fly private jets out to come and just watch me play, come and meet with me. So they did a lot to come out and try and sort of win me over personally. I hadn't signed anywhere, I haven't done anything. First time ever going to the state of Alabama, and everyone knew me. The best way I describe Coach Nick Saban is he definitely changes the atmosphere in the room. For me personally, it was a really organic interaction to start off with because I didn't know who Nick Saban was. So when I came from Australia to the US, I actually walked past Nick Saban in the hallway when I was going to meet him because I didn't know what he looked like. He can't say that you're going to come in and start and do all those things. Best player always plays, that's what he says. And for me, that's all I ever wanted to do. Wanted to prove myself, wanted to add value to a team. My first week or so in Tuscaloosa, living there, being ready for school, and just being, I guess, engulfed by the fan base. We had about 100,000 people come out just to watch our spring game. And that's us playing against each other. That's a practice, pretty much. That's the last practice of the spring. And then my first game against Kent State, September that same year, was the same. I was lucky enough, I earned a starting position to play. I was playing defensive end, starting the game. My family was over to watch my very first game of playing in Alabama. And I was lucky enough to run out of the tunnel in front of 110,000 screaming fans, playing my first game. I think one of the best things about playing at the University of Alabama is everyone you're playing with is essentially potential NFL player. So you get to be around some of the most elite players at each position, on the field, off the field, spend time with them. Guys like AJ, Eddie Lacy, everyone on the offensive line was All-Americans. We were the only team to ever win 2 national championships in that whole era. I was like, that is like, you couldn't put numbers on what the odds of that is. That is unheard of, ever. So there was like, 4 or 5 of us just from the defensive line room that were going to get drafted in the NFL.